Wortox, the playful imp with a colorful past, is here, but with him comes a terrible curse. The mischievous creature, the soul-starved as it were, has nothing to hide, yet many souls to herd. That's right, folks. The first of 4 completely new characters has arrived, although it seems perhaps that he's been here all along. That being said, looks to me that we should have been herding spools instead of souls, as weaving our new companion, and the others to follow, will set us back a whopping 2,700 of the suckers. It's not the most egregious amount, but it isn't a give me either. However, with the new gift changes and player willingness to unravel some other things that may not be so useful, then it's really just a climbable mountain. Or you can forego the playtime needed to obtain the spools and fork over some of the actual green stuff. The Wortox character update comes with the chance to unlock additional skins for the guy, and you have a choice of individual sets or bundled offers. But if you are me, you go for it all, or you just don't go for it at all. Wortox, the soul-starved, but don't mind if he doesn't shake your hand. The Green Goblin is here for Wortox finally joins the other constant survivors. He hasn't always been so horny. Wortox was once uncorruptible and adorable. That is, until he found himself within the ancient halls of the labyrinth. Now it seems he took to the Greek thing a bit too seriously. However, that does lead to the discussion. Wortox. Who or what is he or it? Well, believe it or not, the origins of Wortox stretch quite long, in fact, as for years we have known him to be among a handful of unimplemented characters, and to even have not one, but a couple iterations as well. And thus community intrigue led to several character mods that did suck him into the constant, but he remained exiled by Clay for years. But now Wortox is officially one to call the constant home, and with the new animated short that dropped alongside him, we can begin to piece some things together. Like how not long ago, Wortox was youthful, a fawn-like creature in nature, and most of all, uncorrupted. But a run-in with our other survivors and the cruel heart of his friend Krampus led to a curse manifesting itself within Wortox, bestowing unnatural abilities that would lead our imp companion to a life of guilt that he also hid from the rest of the world. And now here he resides, having absorbed Krampus' soul, yet remaining insatiable. And the only thing that can bring him life is the very thing that makes us fine. And Wortox, the soul-starved, has taken many souls in his time. The lore is great and all, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Wortox sits at 200 health, 175 hunger, and 150 sanity, so it is very safe to label him as a very commonly overall statter of sorts. But there is nothing common about this guy's abilities. And said abilities stem from another new addition that don't starve together, souls. Upon spawning in as Wortox, you will find 6 already in your inventory, and ready to be consumed for your mischievous deeds. One of which is teleportation, or soul hopping if you will. With souls in hand, you will constantly have the option to right-click to do just that, and a lovely poof animation will occur every time you do so. There's no reason to be hopping short distances either, though. Wherever you have a prompt to click, you can instantly poof into existence a mile away, including across impassable land barriers like water. Plus, wherever you tele to gets mapped out, making Wortox an amazingly nomadic character capable of mapping the world incredibly quickly. Best of all, with soul hopping costing no stat decrease of any sort, you will really just have a free pass to the atrium. Seriously, there is no need to craft a lazy explorer anymore and just waste it on things like this, or even the potential fuel weaver fight. Soul hopping costs nothing and yet functions the exact same way as telepoofing, which is amazingly useful. And yet somehow it gets even better. Soul hopping grants invincibility frames, and it can be utilized to the max. There's no need to kite the big bads if you can just instant transmission right in front of them and can just continue the fight. This makes fighting so trivial, it's laughable and yet amazing at the same time. But these souls have far more use than that. They can actually be eaten as well. Each soul will store 18 hunger total at the cost of 5 sanity. So you will have to weigh the effectiveness yourself in certain situations. But considering how easy it is to not be insane, this is a worthy trade-off. And even more still, you can release souls by dropping them to net yourself 20 health per soul released. A significant healing alternative considering. And yes, Wortox is now the first officially deemed support character in Don't Starve history, as these released souls also heal all nearby allies, and the radius for it seems rather large, and it does in fact extend to every single character in the server, and it really doesn't decrease in effectiveness all that much either. I personally didn't think that Wortox would be the support survivor that we would get, but color me surprised, and I am actually totally alright with it. But how do we obtain more souls? Murder. That's how. All living things, like butterflies here, have a soul, and it will drop once deadzo. Butterflies are an incredibly easy, quick, and accessible source of souls early, mid, and late game, but bees are right up there on the list too. So head on out and go on a bit of a murder spree to destroy nature's beautiful creatures. Careful though, collect more than 20 souls and Wortox will become overloaded, causing him to lose 20 sanity immediately while also losing half of his total souls instantly. Honestly though, this really isn't that much of a disadvantage all things considered, as it is easily manageable, and I must say that I approve of the hard ceiling that was implemented. Yes, Wortox is a support character now, but he is way more than that in the proper hands, and is right up there now as one of the most powerful characters in the game. So limiting the souls was the smart way to go. But one final note, shadow creatures and clockworks do not drop souls as they do not qualify as living things. However, for some reason, Wes's balloons do, so I don't know what's going on there. But so be it. At the end of the day, most everything drops a soul, and bigger bads will drop more. But it's the smaller bads that you'll need to worry about. Like Weber, Wortox is considered a mob by the constant standards, so any and all neutral mobs will attack him on sight, and they can no longer be befriended. So you need to be very careful wandering about in search of more souls to reap. But the downsides don't end there, unfortunately. Food is only half effective if you're Wortox, and that extends to all status effects. Meaty Stew, 150 hunger, 5 sanity, and 12 health is now but 75 hunger, 3 sanity, and 6 health. Dragon Pie, 75 hunger, 5 sanity, 40 health, nets 37 hunger, 3 sanity, and 20 health. You get the picture, but conversely that applies to negative effects too. For Monster Lasagna, hunger is 37.5, sanity minus 20, and health minus 20, but now that is actually 18 hunger, minus 10 sanity, and minus 10 health with Wortox. So even though consuming food is less effective, the disadvantage can still be swung in your favor. But yes, eating souls is always going to be the way to go. But there you have it, everyone. Wortox, the Soul-Starved, a great, semi-balanced addition to the game, whose fun factor outweighs the concerns. If there are any to begin with, honestly. The new wave of content has gotten off to a fantastic start, and Wortox is leading the way to even more wonders. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for waiting, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.